Your #1 source for local sports on the Western Slope. KKCO 11 Sports with Tanner Barth.
Well, that's just 2 of our 9 wrestlers in Class 2A going for a state championship, as well as Paonia and Meeker, both with 2 wrestlers going for the state title. So make sure you tune in tonight at 10 o'clock. You'll figure out who is going to bring home the state champion. Well, that's going to wrap us up for sports. Joey, back to you. I'm going to get some nachos.
Playing some good basketball, sitting the 8 seed. We talked about how tight the West is, though, Joey.
We talked about how tight the West is, but Tanner, one date that's marked on my calendar, March 9th, Lakers traveling to Denver. That'll be a big game.
It'll be a big game for who, Joey? The Lakers that are 10 spots out of the playoffs right now?
They are not 10 spots out of the playoffs. They're almost there.
10 games out of the playoffs.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Tanner. Don't go anywhere. We're right back after this.
Well, enough of the chit-chat. Let's give the people what they want. Week 0 gets started right here in the Grand Valley. Welcome back. Tanner Barth here with you from Stoker Stadium. Right behind me, we have a good game going on between Palisade, the #8 ranked team in Class 3A, as they're taking on the #3 ranked team in Class 3A, Holy Family. Right now, though, Holy Family does lead this one 49-14. Losing the last game of your high school sports career is something you never want to experience, but in reality, many of us have, including myself. Friday night ended the career of a group of senior basketball players at Fruita Monument High School. They are this week's Athletes of the Week. Girls basketball finally got past that Sweet 16 round, defeating Denver East on Tuesday, but now the Wildcats will turn their focus to tomorrow in the Denver Coliseum. In the Wildcats' non-conference part of the schedule, they played in 3 different tournaments on the Front Range against highly ranked opponents, highlighted by the Rampart Classic at the Broadmoor World Arena. And now Fruita is headed to the Denver Coliseum for the Grade 8 in the Class 5A Girls State Basketball Tournament, taking on the 8 seed Fossil Ridge. And the Wildcats believe going across the hill in the early part of the season has prepared them for the environment and experience that the state tournament will provide.
You're still going to have those nerves. You're still going to have some of those things that you got to deal with. But, you know, we purposely set our schedule up to be able to handle situations like this, and, you know, hopefully it worked, and I guess we'll find out.
I haven't been over there in a while. I mean, we go over there majority of the time during our preseason, and then once it gets to league, we're over here a lot. So we'll just have to adjust again, and we've done it plenty of times, so it should be pretty familiar.
That game at 5:30 tomorrow at the Denver Coliseum. Finishing runner-up at any state tournament is never a feeling that you want to have. But Grand Junction sophomore Dawson Collins made up for it in 2018 in more ways than one for the Tigers. He is this week's Athlete of the Week. Tell me what that felt like, that moment you thought that you had lost the state championship match.
It felt exactly like last year, you know. It was devastating.
For the second time in his high school career, Dawson Collins found himself in the state championship match. But this time around, a matter of inches changed the outcome.
It feels pretty good to have my name in the gold in the state, above the state champion symbol, you know. And the 6-5 win was the closest match, or the hardest match I've ever had.
The sophomore's first state championship hasn't come without the blood, sweat, and tears along the way.
I've had practices where I've just wanted to go home. I've had practices where I could barely walk out, you know, so it means a lot.
3 of the Tigers who medaled this season are seniors, meaning that next year Collins will be looked at to help lead the charge.
It's going to be fun, you know, to finally see what it feels like to be the top of the wrestling team and everybody looking up to you, you know, because how I look up to Dylan and Joe, I'm sure it feels good to them to know that they have, like, the younger kids looking up to them, you know. Dawson
accomplished his goal this season, but he was also a key reason why the Grand Junction Tigers brought home their first team championship since 1994.
Class 5A, team champions with 151.5 points, Grand Junction High School.
You know, and I'm glad it was with the class that it was with, you know, like the kids and the teammates that it was with, because we've all pushed ourselves so hard, and it's just been such a hard-working team. The seniors on that team have been talking about it since I was a freshman that they wanted it, so I'm glad they got it.